It's been a while since my last scripted commentary video, and that's mostly due to my focus being on streaming over the last couple of months. However, thanks to some of my commentary lover fans and the bricks they've thrown through my windows, I've realized that it might be time to start a new passion project. But that's gonna take me a while. So while that's in the oven cooking, I wanted to talk to you guys about a movie I saw recently that kind of baffled me. I was originally interested in watching The Luckiest Man in America because its plot was based on a true story. Michael Larson was a real man that really found a flaw in a game show and exploited it for a lot of money. So I found it strange that the movie instead decided to tell a story about a serial stalker and a domestic abuser that, to my knowledge, never existed. Maybe I'm just a sucker for biopics, but I don't understand why they decided to make this film a drama thriller. Maybe it's more enticing for studios, but the thriller aspect feels thrown in and unfounded, only to be swept under the rug quickly near the end, so the movie wraps up nicely before the 91-minute mark. Admittedly, there are things that this movie got right. Michael Larson did have an ice cream truck, he did have a wife and kids, and he does have a dumb friend named Cheddar Bob that shot himself in the leg with his own gun. This is absolutely a story about the little guy sticking it to the man, finally swaying the odds in his favor. But instead, Michael is portrayed to be a creep, a weirdo, someone who's using the show to forcefully be a part of his family's lives, even though they clearly don't want him to be there. Nearing the end of Act 2 or the beginning of Act 3, the producers of the show cold call Michael's ex wife, hoping that they can discourage him from continuing to win money. And the ex wife berates him on live television. She ends the call by telling him to sign the divorce papers and to move on. Except at the end of the movie, the wife and daughter don't hold this sentiment at all. We end on a shot of the ex wife that makes you think she's completely forgiven him, ready to take him back now that he has this lump sum of money, even though it completely tore their family apart. So, what was the point of it all? It seems like it was just added there to have drama that didn't exist. So, what does this scene say about the ethos of this movie? What lesson was learned? It feels like the stakes were set only to be resolved by them never existing at all, pretending like it never happened anyway. And this isn't the only time this happens in the movie. In the opening scene before the title card, we actually see the audition process. And after a little bit of flattery, the director of Press Your Luck gives Michael the benefit of the doubt despite the showrunner feeling a little bit uneasy around him. So later, when Michael starts to derail the show, the executive producer arrives and the director immediately blames the showrunner. But before an argument starts, this guy has the epiphany that people on game shows winning money is good. And then it's never brought up again. I promise. There's no lingering anger. There's no side looks. They just completely forgive each other, and then the movie ends. So I guess I'm just left curious why this was considered a better option than just telling the true story. It really feels like the conflict that they were originally planning to put into this movie just didn't fit the 90-minute limit that they gave themselves. They didn't want to expand the story anymore, and they couldn't really get around some of the true parts of the story either. Now, listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like there isn't a little disclaimer at the beginning of the movie letting us know that this is a dramatization of a real story. I guess the question I want to walk away with is how much dramatization can you do for a story that isn't your own? Michael Larson is dead. He died a very long time ago. And this monumental win with Press Your Luck will forever be a part of his legacy. But it's a legacy that could easily be forgotten. We should be rooting for Michael. He's the hero of this story. And yet the movie wants to paint him as the villain. I don't know. The whole thing put a weird taste in my mouth, and I wanted to express it somewhere. And before I started writing this project, I decided that I didn't want to read any reviews because I didn't want to feel biased toward whatever the critics were saying about this film. So I'm definitely going to be excited to read them after I publish this video. And thank you for watching it. I hope you enjoyed it. I promise I have something else big coming. You're just going to have to wait a little bit longer. All right. Goodbye.